The night was dark, very dark. The only light came from the moon, hiding behind thick, angry clouds. A small wooden boat was in the middle of a large lake, the Sea of Galilee. Inside the boat were Jesus' friends, his disciples. They were fishermen, strong men who knew the water well. But tonight, they were afraid. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, pushing their little boat, pulling their little boat. Huge waves crashed against the sides, spraying cold water over them. They had been rowing for hours, fighting against the storm, but they were getting nowhere. Suddenly, one of the men pointed, his eyes wide with a new kind of terror. They saw something, a figure. It was walking on top of the water, moving toward them through the wind and the waves.
They were sure it was a ghost, a spirit from the deep. They cried out in terror. "It's a ghost!" they screamed.
The figure kept coming closer, not sinking, not struggling, just walking calmly on the raging sea. In that moment of pure panic, a voice cut through the sound of the wind and the crashing waves. It was a voice they knew, a voice they loved.
"Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid."
Hearing Jesus' voice changed everything. The fear of a ghost vanished. Wonder, amazement. It was their teacher, their Lord, walking on the water as if it were a stone path. Peter, who was always quick to speak, quick to act, he felt a surge of something powerful. More than relief, a spark of incredible faith. The other disciples were still trying to process it. Peter's mind was racing. If Jesus could walk on the water, could he do it too? He had seen Jesus do so many miracles, and with nervousness, he called out across the water. His voice was loud and clear above the storm.
"Lord, if it's you," Peter shouted, "tell me to come to you on the water."
An amazing request. A wild, unbelievable thing to ask. He wasn't asking for the storm to stop. He wasn't asking for Jesus to get into the boat. He was asking to join Jesus out there. Jesus looked at Peter. A gentle smile touched his lips. He saw the flicker of faith in Peter's eyes. He saw the desire to be close, no matter the circumstances.
Jesus gave a simple, powerful one-word answer, "Come."
An invitation, a promise. All the permission Peter needed, so Peter did it. He took a deep breath, eyes locked on Jesus. He swung one leg over the side of the boat, eyes fixed on Jesus who stands on the water, then the other. He placed his foot on the churning water. For a breathtaking moment, it held him. He took another step. He was standing. He was walking on the water. He was doing the impossible. For a few incredible moments, Peter was a miracle walker. His eyes were fixed on Jesus, the source of his impossible ability. The face of his Lord was his anchor. As long as he looked at Jesus, he was safe. As long as he focused on the master of the waves, he could walk on them. But then, something shifted. Peter took his eyes off Jesus. Maybe it was a particularly strong gust of wind that made him turn his head. Maybe it was a huge wave, black and monstrous, that rose up beside him. He looked away from the Savior and looked at the storm. He felt the true force of the storm around him, and suddenly the reality of his situation crashed down on him. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through his faith. The moment doubt entered his heart, his feet began to sink. He started to go down, first to his ankles, then his knees. The cold water swirled around his waist. He flailed his arms, trying to stay afloat, but the sea was pulling him under.
"Lord, save me."
Instantly, before Peter could be pulled completely under, a strong hand grasped his. It was Jesus. He had not moved. He had been there all along, watching and waiting. Jesus immediately reached down and caught him, pulling him up from the dark water. As Peter stood there, dripping and trembling in Jesus' secure grip, Jesus spoke to him. His voice was not angry, but it was filled with a gentle sadness.
"You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?"
As Jesus held Peter's hand, something amazing happened. The moment Jesus and Peter climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Just like that. The howling ceased. A great calm settled over the Sea of Galilee. The huge waves flattened into a glassy, peaceful surface. The disciples had just witnessed a man walk on water. They had seen him sink. They had seen him be saved. They had seen the storm vanish. They were in complete awe. No longer afraid, they were filled with deep reverence. The men in the boat fell to their knees. They looked at Jesus not just as teacher, but as something more. Their fear turned into worship. They spoke the truth dawning in their hearts. Truly, you are the Son of God. This story is not just about a stormy night long ago. It's for you and for me, right now. We all have storms in our lives, waves of fear, winds of worry, nights of doubt that make us feel like we're sinking. It's easy to feel alone in our little boat. It's easy to feel like we're going to sink with no hope in sight. But the lesson from Peter's walk is a beacon of hope. It teaches us to keep our eyes on Jesus. When we focus on the size of our problems, on the wind and the waves, we will sink. Fear will pull us under. But when we fix our eyes on Him, we find the strength to do the impossible, to walk through the very storms that threaten us. And even when we falter, even when our faith gets small and we begin to sink, He is right there. His hand is always ready to reach out and save us. All we have to do is cry out, "Lord, save me." He will catch us. He will calm our storms. He will lift us up.